Okay, so ready to continuing this from yesterday's live stream. So I'm going to try a couple things. We'll see if this works. Stars. Shotgun. Is everything okay, iClone? Having a little bit of a moment here. Definitely, I think iClone's having a little bit of a moment. That's okay. So, what I need to do is for her, it's hard to tell with this gun too. Not sure why, but if anything, I'll have to make some adjustments in Unreal Engine. It's pretty easy. But for now, let's just do the easy way. Oop, just like that. Make sure she's holding on to that. And good. Oh. Thatch. There you go. All right, so this will be my little reference here. Yeah, so we have a character here. We're going to kind of do some hostages. I think we might play around with the bank heist motions here today. And don't worry, I'll fix this gun effect here in Unreal Engine. We're not going to bring in the accessory as is because it's usually broken. So, I may even have to fix this character. Yeah. Don't worry about it. So, let's just do a couple scenes here. Let's go with the expression. I'll drag her in. There's a couple things I want to do because I know it's going to screw up and it's going to piss me off. Okay. So what we need to do is go to character, edit mesh. Right now, I do want to go to face and hide this because I know for a fact it's going to like poke through and everything, and it's just going to be annoying. Like that, but that's just extra space, extra polys or whatever. We don't need that. All right, so just want to make sure, and good. Okay. So when I export the character, there we go. And we'll replace it. We shouldn't see the skin poke through. So let me replace her. Okay, we should be good. Hopefully. Otherwise, you'll see a very angry me. Okay. That facial expression alone, I think, will sell it. But there's one more thing we need to do. So what I'm going to do is combine all these. And we need to flatten everything. And what I'm going to do is going to go to face key. We're going to go to the eyes. And we're going to edit some eye animations. And you see how much of a serious impact just by moving the eyeball can do. Now, before we're going to actually make a keyframe. Let's see. Right there. So now right there. So when she moves her head, right before the eyeball usually goes, the eyes move first, like just like that. Just like that. So And there's a couple of things I'm going to do. Back at it again. Yep, this time we're just doing a quick animation. So we're just kind of adjusting the eyes just a bit. Yep, she turns her head. So all I do is this. And then do like a little pause, and then back to here. And that's it. So just like that. Okay. All right, so I don't know if I should do one more layer. Let's just do that. Let's just do the eyes are fine, but there's one more thing when she. There's one little animation I want to do. There we go. So raise up. What the heck? And then down. Oop. Might be just kind of raise it like this, just like that. Just like that. There we go. This is just a rough, this is just a very quick animation process. I mean, you can take as much time as you want. No, I've not seen. No, I haven't. Yeah, let's have a look. I can have a look afterwards. Well, let's have a look. Kind of like a simple. I see the style of it. There would have to be some kind of shader in Unreal Engine. Like some you would have to experiment with. Something like a very cartoonish style, or well, not so much. It's kind of like an oil painting kind of thing. Yeah. It can be done. It's a post-process filter. And I'm looking at somebody. Oh, the nose setup is really small. I can't see it. I'm sure. If we go to, like, there's somebody who probably has it in the style here. Probably. It's a little too much, but I wonder if they will allow you to make adjustments, but I did have a tune effect somewhere. No worries. It won't take too long. I know I have this visual effect. I think it came from one of the free ones. Don't remember top of my head. It can be done. It's just the post process. So if you want to achieve a look like that, you can aim for a post-process effect and you'll get it. I just can't remember. I've used it before. This is what happens when you just get a bunch of stuff from Humble Bundle and Unreal Engine for free. You end up with this mess. Oh well. I had like an anime one, but it came with it. I just don't. Oh well. Yep, free monthlies. That stuff does add up. It will. It does really add up, and you go, and sometimes you'll go through and go, "Where did I get this from? What the heck?" And you'll scratch your head and go, "Well, I'll probably find a use for it someday." Oh, by the way, new free for the month. Up there it is, stylized rendering. That's it. That's where I got it from. Yeah, this would be fun. Maybe I could try something in this style one day. Okay, so yeah, oh yeah, we have some free for the month from fab.com. Let's have a look here. So yeah, let's just have a look here. So we have an assassin, which maybe tomorrow we can animate him in Unreal Engine using iClone, because we can use that that motion set here. Carpenter's workshop environment. I'm not gonna lie, this actually looks pretty nice. This looks nice. This is good. I recommend anybody who wants to learn Unreal Engine just go and download it. Go and download the free stuff and just play with it and make a movie. Go and don't be shy. Just go ahead and play with it. Yeah, we don't need subdivision. Gumroad. I actually been looking at Humble Bundle. They did have like a bunch of sets. They have something on Humble Bundle too. Oh wait, we have another one. Is this Unity or Unreal Engine? No, it's not actually. This is Unreal Engine. Yes. I think I might get this. Because there's a few of these things I've been looking at. And then they have one here. This is Laertes stuff here. So this is the Humble Bundle for Laertes. It ends in it ends in probably like 5 days or something. Yep, 5 days, 14 hours. So once you get stuff on Humble Bundle, you know, I don't know if you have to do the Epic Game Store thing or what, but or it's on their sites. There's some kind of code or something, and then you just have to go back and forth. That's the thing. This stuff can take like a few hours just to go sort out. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but what can you do? But they're spoiling me. You are spoiling me. So we got some dinosaurs apparently. Oh, this would be fun to get. We got characters here. Didn't want the whole. Didn't want the. They had a killer bundle, I think. Yeah, I'll put this up here for Humble Bundle. Oh, there's a limit? What the hell? Just look up Humble Bundle, software bundles, and then you'll see Epic Adventures. That's it. Oh, they're spoiling. They're spoiling us. Did we? We didn't even get the character right because I was too busy. Sorry, I was distracted. Ew! I do not want iClone camera. Get that! Get that! Get out! Just want the character. It's honestly screaming. It's calling to me. Would this make a good? Does it come with the tram lines? Either way, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Yep. Supernova limited time discount. Let's look. They still have it? I see the website. It's this one, right? It's not bad for 40. Yeah. Might be that one. Yeah. Oh, there was something that I saw that got my interest here. Wasn't it's not I have to find it here. Bear with me on this one. I'm trying to find it. I thought this was fantastic. There. This one caught my attention. If I had to make a scene like, oops, sorry, Intel kill, it'd be kind of close to this. You even see like a family mart or a Lawson. Yeah, this is like family mart or Lawson or something. Yeah, it does remind me of Tokyo. Went there a few years ago, so it was just fun roaming around and walking around and going to a place. Just I pretty much did like 20 miles of walking at one point for a couple of days. I just wandered around. And then just taking subways back and forth and going all over. So yeah, the first time I got into Tokyo it was just, I went through what's that airport? Not Haneda, but Narita Airport. So you have to take a train all the way to Tokyo, since it's way out of the way. Um, yeah, it's Narita, and I didn't get to Tokyo till 5 6 p.m. So when everybody gets out of work, or something like that, it was like when everybody leaves work, and immediately when like I got into Tokyo Station, it's just people going in various directions incredibly fast. It was a, like the it was just I had to keep up, so I was just basically speed walking with a suitcase and everything, and I was roaming around. I was really tired at the time. I was flying in from Shanghai, so dealing with traffic, dealing with all that, um, getting pushed into a celebrity or something like that in Shanghai. There's a long story with that. Um, but no, I was kind of tired, and I was like, oh, everyone's going at a certain pace, and it's like New York City. You don't want to slow down everybody, because that's how people get angry at you. New Yorkers are not really jerks; they're just people in a hurry. So you had to. But Tokyo was just like everyone was going one way or the other, and I had no idea how to get out of the train station. Tokyo Station is just massive and chaotic, and it was my first, like, completely new, and I'm like, oh crap! So I don't know where everybody is. I don't know where the exit is, so I'm just kind of running. I'm just going in one direction, and I'm trying to pull up my phone because I got internet hooked up, and I'm trying to find like I'm going using like a compass to try to get into the direction of my hotel room, or my hotel, which was a little hard to find. And at the time, the streets were incredibly busy, and it was just chaos. So, and don't get me started on rush, like the morning, like Tokyo subways in the morning. Don't get me started on those. Those are, if you've ever seen the video of people getting pushed into the subway car, that does actually happen. That's not a joke. That seriously happens. Okay. I also made the classic American mistake of, yeah. And for anybody who wants to go to Japan, or especially Tokyo, I've said this story a couple of times here, so anybody who's new probably know this, or anyone who's heard my live streams know this too well. So it was rush hour, and I was just trying to get from one place to the other. I think I was near the fish market, and I was trying to get to. I think I was trying to go to Asakusa or something. And it's the classic. Everyone's busy. It's just full, 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 and I just don't want to deal with it. And then I see someone walk off to a empty subway carriage, and I'm like, oh, cool, great, it's empty. I get in, and then I look over, and I see a pink sign. I'm like, oh shit, I know exactly what happened, where I was. And so in Tokyo, there's certain subway carriages are for women only, or children and women. Men can't be in those. So I think they have like a pink sign. I think there's some English. I didn't remember. I just saw a pink sign. I'm like, I knew exactly what that was, and I immediately got out. I'm like, oh no. That's not good. And I got a lot of stares for that. People stared at me like, oh no, because that's the classic mistake people make when it comes to tourism in Japan, like in Tokyo. It happens to everybody, so it'll probably happen to you if you ever go. If you're a man and if you're in Japan, you'll probably accidentally go into that one carriage and you go, oh, I know exactly what happened. That's not good. I think it also happened to a couple famous YouTube channels. They've discussed it before, and it was awkward. So probably gonna have to edit this this moss. Yeah, you can see the bullet. I'll move the bullet up here, so yeah, that was my little awkward moment there. That was fun. Also, I've made like apparently I was trying to ask for directions and someone screamed, and all I said was, "To me, send. Excuse me, sorry." That was fun to deal with. But hey. But, you know, everyone was polite and friendly. Let's use the animation here. Okay. So we'll probably have her like stand over here. Stand close. So we'll try getting this Mossberg into Unreal Engine here. How do you feel about AI? Let's say this. I've had discussions about this. So a tool like Aculips or something like that, if it helps assist, like let's say if it helps you with in-betweens and all that stuff, and you know, cleaning up stuff quicker, it's fine. It's good. But if people are just going in and making a bunch of images and all that, it's not so much of a threat. But what, in my personal opinion, it does more harm to yourself than you know, it's not so much the best way I can describe it is a term I've seen used before by a screenwriter who described screenwriting. It's called voice. So what voice is, it's like expression, your style, something that you kind of like. Once you start making enough movies, you know exactly like once you know your voice and everything, like once you know your camera angles, your sense of, you know, your sense of storytelling visually, it's much more beneficial for you. The problem is with like people with AI images and all that, it's the machine's voice, not your voice. I know people like to make yeah, I mean, if you use like Aculips or stuff like AI, you know, if it can help you assist. Um, but in terms of like using images and just click make the image, what it does is it's not so much your voice, like I said, it's the machine's voice, no matter what it is, and it kind of hurts you because you kind of notice a lot of AI art looks the same, doesn't it? There's like a familiarity with them. You'll notice it once you see enough of it. You'll immediately go, oh, okay, that's it, that's AI. Sorry, I didn't mean to snap. And I think that's like the biggest compliment you can get. One of my favorite comments is that people will immediately know if it's my work because they see an image like, oh, that's you. That's what I like to see. Like, it's one of my favorite comments. People immediately know it's my work, whether it's good or bad. It doesn't matter. You want to stand out. If everybody and their grandmother makes just AI art or stuff like that, and it all looks the same, what's so special about it? If anybody, like I mentioned before in the other stream, like in streams before, I think like a week ago or something like that, is that people make stuff of Wes Anderson in the style of Hayao Miyazaki, but you're not them. You're not Wes Anderson, you're not Miyazaki, you're you. So you have to go find out what makes your work stand out, what makes you you. And that comes with just experimenting. So that's my whole opinion on it. We can get into like, also I don't believe it should replace actors. I have a strong dislike towards AI voices for multiple reasons. There's just some really bad experiences with people that made me just go, no, I don't feel right doing it. But really, that's the most that's how I see it. Some people might have some issues with it, but it's not so much I'm like oh, I hate, I'm not a total Luddite or anything like that. Like, I see the benefit of using certain tools. Like, I'm not fully scared or angry about it. I see it more harming yourself if you heavily depend on AI images. That hopefully that's so, I don't see it like being a total threat on my end or anything like that. If it can be used in a very productive way, like I said, the great example is the Aculips, or Cascadeur has a lot of interesting stuff with it, or even iClone is moving into that territory, stuff like that. More the merrier. But, that's how I see it. Some people might have a different opinion on that, but I'm not too overtly angry or anything like that. The most important thing is find out what makes your work you. What makes you you. Because the guy who used the screenwriting example, he didn't write this before AI. I think, well, maybe he wrote it around this time, but I think he talked about it briefly. But he was mostly focused on his critique of Save the Cat. And what his main issues with Save the Cat is, it kind of standardized, made like this very standardized product of screenplay. So if somebody was reading your screenplay and you're basing it off of Save the Cat, it kind of gets rejected because everybody writes in the style of the way of Save the Cat. That's so that's how I kind of see it. I'm kind of being a little pretentious, whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like, meh, it's just I found my little style. I go with it, and that's the most important thing. You know. So I guess people will have enough of my preaching. I've seen people use it for storyboards, but it's okay. But I kind of explained my little process the other day. What I use, or I just kind of make up. So yeah, well, you know, there's a familiarity with it, and that's a problem. You know, like I said, save the cat. Everybody writes in the style of save the cat. What what's so special about it? You know, he even mentioned the guy who wrote the book also mentioned how Dan Gilroy wrote Nightcrawler, which if you gave it to like some kind of film school professor, they would just throw it away. Go, what the hell? Why are you writing in this way? Um, so that's pretty much my most important advice for anybody is know your style, know what you're writing, know yourself. You can tell, yeah. I cannot stress it enough. Like, you want to become a really good filmmaker, go experiment with, go find yourself. Told you. I guess if I had to give really stupid film advice, is number one. Well, number one is go explore, go take in things. What we gotta do about that shotgun here, but so we can let's see if we can actually try this. I do like this animation. Let's get this Mossberg. Let's get this fixed. Jesus Christ. Use the e-brush at all? Not really. No, I don't use it. I don't use it. I might actually create something called hide, but what I would love to do is, let's go to shell. What? Okay. This? No. Let's just shove that in there. There we go. There we go. And then you can see somebody lying on the ground. Okay, let's... We may have to fix her hand. Make sure the thumb isn't too, going through too much. So let's go through here. I'm just making like small adjustments here before doing anything here. Yeah, what would be my random film advice? It'd kind of be explore, watch, just kind of be your same generic film advice that people will give. Play around, explore. So I see her hand going through this. So what I would probably do in this camera angle. Sorry, I'm just kind of playing around with what I want. And then we'll have to go into this. We'll have to get the camera and materials and everything. Let's see. Probably screwed up the eyes a bit, so I'll have to go back and fix that. We'll probably do this. $16.75. Let's see. We may have to delete it, but we'll see. Yeah, that's slightly better. Yep. We'll probably okay. You know what? I'm tempted to just kind of go up and down here. from there. What we can do, let's go from here to here. Whoops. So they'll probably do something like this. And probably cut too, honestly. And then right there. So when you see cut to the shotgun, and what I might do, you might split this. And what I'm going to do is, though this is probably going to be really stupid, well, when finished, keep state. So you'll see it. That one. That way I have my cut, because I just want her to point the shotgun. Here. Let's make sure. Just like that. Okay. even then, sorry, I keep changing the animation. This probably ruins the animation, but we'll see. Even though I'll probably cut off like once the animation stops, but this is where yeah, sorry, this is just one shot for me, just experimenting, but I just want to get right and just making these small adjustments here. And just that moment, and then yeah, you see it. Yeah, you probably see where the where everything is coming into play here. Good. All right, so now it's time for a shotgun. Our materials. Let's see. So, base. Just make sure, we'll uncheck this here. Let's find out. Oh, yeah, so this is for me just how I kind of play around, get the guns in. Said I was going to do it today or yesterday. This is one of them. This is I don't like bringing in accessories from iClone from the live link because there's a lot of issues, especially with glasses. Glass, it's really screwed up. You'll see like this weird checkerboard thing with like translucency. So that's just sorry, that's just something to be very aware of. So let's go through here, base, metallic. Let's go with here for your normal. And roughness. So let's see how this looks. The hell? Yeah, it should be something like this. Okay. Let's go with something stupid. Let's see, furniture. We may even have to okay. And I'll probably stop the footage here. So we'll go from here to here. Okay. And then finally, receiver. Well, the shotgun's nice. It's just don't know why the material is acting weird. But, you know, easy fix. I'm not too bothered by it. I'm just like going, why is it doing that? There we are, and save. And there we go. Hang on. Where's my shell? In fact, we'll just turn it to 0. There we go. There. Meh. We'll be fine. Probably. Right? Right. Okay. All right, I think we're ready to render. Did I save? I don't think I did. And I see the shotgun shell. Pain in the ass. There's a shock. Nope, never mind. It's gone. I don't care. may even have to fix the hair. Hair's getting a little wacky. Yeah, we'll have to fix her hair. We'll see. Let's see. All for a couple of shots. All for some outcut, but we'll see. The hair's behaving, so maybe I don't have to worry about it. Those are my final last words on that before we have to reshoot it. Okay, I didn't do this on purpose, but right in the center, please wait to be seated. That was done by accident. I love happy accidents. It would be fun to try that, but I don't know. I don't think my skill set is good at thinking about it. But I know someone. I know someone who could be perfect for this character. So I like to kind of set up a couple ideas with characters, what roles they would play. This character here, the story would be, this character would be the person who would just go completely off the rails and break apart and start a coup. I'm thinking the story I wrote a while back. This is just like a fake trailer of an old story I wrote, but the story is Poison Ivy and her gang declare war on Falcone because of all the stuff that's been done in the Amazon. So they go to Gotham City and just cause a bunch of terror and just completely try to destroy Falcone, while causing a lot of damage and trouble along the way. And this character thinks, okay, yeah, Falcone's not enough. We got to take the whole city down. So she kind of kicks Ivy out and becomes the main villain towards the end. The hair's not too bad. I do like the depth of field. Okay, we're done. All right, so we might do one more shot, and it's gonna be kind of an easy one. So let's save all. I actually want to go into Premiere for a second. I want to see how that shot is, and we'll exit out of it and open up iClone. Let's see. Uh, 200. That's not bad. The hair is actually, yeah, we don't have to refilm it. That's good. You know, just that rack focus right to the shotgun. And then, obviously you can stop right there, but there's a moment where I'm going to stop and then cut. No. Yeah, this is pretty good. I'm happy with the results here. The nice back and forth here, because You don't want to move when the character's about to move. You want to do it slightly afterwards. It's a lot more realistic. So watch right there. And right there. So I kind of see, whoop, and the camera kind of moves a little bit, kind of rocks back and forth. That's how you get this really nice handheld effect, just like that. You just have to think. I think that's the problem with a lot of people who try to do handheld. They do it at the same time when the character's moving. You do it slightly afterwards because it's a reaction. It's a lot more realistic if you do this. I didn't really explain it when I was working on that, but you do it slightly afterwards. You notice how it just works. You know how it makes it feel realistic, like it's a slight reaction. And you kind of see just like that. Even see when she moves. Yes. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. What's the fun of it? I like doing some of these just little angles like this because just that little moment just makes it work so well. So for this one, let's do something. So there's two ways I can go about this. Let's just bring in Camilla. Sure. Let's go bring her in. It's getting really late, so there we go. Where is it? Should we put in Kevin or whoever? No, I'm just putting Camilla. Is it like a hostage? So let's see what the hostage is. It's about time I use this. Mail. Let's look at the animation. Okay. I think something like this. Is there like a panic? Yeah, no one's getting shot. No one's getting shot. Let's see, hands. What would this be? Oops. Don't delete her. Hold hostage. We may have to go with mocap online. They did something where characters kind of on the ground. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I may have to go with mocap online. Actually, you know, hold on. We might have something. Just need a couple seconds. And let's throw her right towards the center, because I want to place her just like that. You know, you'll have a bunch of scared people going back and forth. Unhappy, scared, frightened. There we go. Yeah, something like this. There we go. All right, time to put her in. And we'll just do a couple shots, and then we'll have Mr. Grayson. Boom, boom, boom. Here, maybe we'll do a final shot. Maybe we'll do one more shot. Because this is going to be a pretty easy one. Right. Thank you. Oh, ooh, there we go. So just right there. Then we'll cut. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. All right, so go through here. Let's do this on your live link. Include motion, do range, 60 frames per second, and transfer. I'm hoping. Okay, so it's just going to bring Camilla in right now. And then we'll put her into that scene. And I might just do. We'll get rid of a few characters here since we're done filming. We'll find out in the editing room how I feel, because sometimes I'm like, uh, it's like that Joe Pesci meme where he takes out the glasses and going, "What the fuck is this?" That's how I feel with when it comes to editing my work. It's just like, what is this? What are you doing? So I don't know. I'm just filming a bunch of stuff, see if I can cut together a trailer and see what I can come up with. Oopsies. Did I knock something over? Nope. We'll do something like that. Boom. So we'll do like a close up here, like a high angle, something like this. Easy. Very easy to do. All right, so yeah, we don't. Let's just turn off the skirt for now, because it's just going to cause us problems. That's okay. Force delete it, and you're good. Okay, let's try again. It's going to cause a lot of wardrobe malfunctions. So I don't want to deal with it, especially for a character that's only going to get one shot. And I'm going to be filming from the waist up, so I don't care. I just turn it off. Don't make it harder on yourself. Just go in and shoot. Why do I have a camera? Ew. Ew. How do you get in there? That's disgusting. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the camera folder. Here in this channel, we do everything in Unreal Engine. We do the camera work in Unreal Engine. We don't do it in iClone. Here in this channel, we don't do that. We got tools like cranes and rails. We got really smooth camera movements. We got a whole bunch of stuff. We don't need to deal with that. Same goes for lighting. I see a light thing. Oh, I'm going to get really mad. So let's delete this spawn of Satan off our holy whatever it is, just of our folder structure, and we'll be happy. Right? Yeah. I think that's what caused the curse of the skirt. I think it's that camera folder. Okay, we're good. Get Get out of there. No. Die. Die. There we go. There. The evil one has been defeated. Alright, we're good. Good lord. Can't believe I saw that. Ugh. Want to see? Well, a couple of film like what'd be good for filmmaking advice? Like I said, Roger Deakins has a forum you can go check out. I use Shot Deck to look at a couple ideas here. Sorry you guys had to see that. So kind of throw her over here, you know. She'll have her animation, good. Let's go with at least, let's go with the 95. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go a little nuts here. So she has her animation. And this one, we're gonna go nuts with. We're gonna go full Paul Greengrass here and just crank up the camera shake. Shot Deck. Yeah, we can go look at it soon. Can I go through here? Yeah. Okay. Probably didn't even need a facial expression, to be honest with you. I just want to see if this is going to render before we do anything. Okay. Happy day. Well, that's rendering. Yeah, let's go to the shot deck. So yeah, it's a great way of looking through a bunch of shots here. So let's go with, yeah, no, nothing too crazy. Let's go with let's do a 3-shot. Let's do 3 people. Let's see. Anything interesting? Yeah, I can see a triangle formation here. Same thing. You ever noticed triangles? Let's go look at. Sure, that's interesting. Yeah, I was talking about Deacons earlier. Let's go through his film. So let's find an interesting film for you guys. Let's go with. Let's see. I covered Skyfall at one point. Any films? Any films anyone wants to see me cover? From Deacons, let's go with. Sicario. Or I don't know. Let's fear about the violence. You know, let's try something that YouTube will say, "Hey, don't do that." Not Fargo. I would show like I already did show Blade Runner 2049. Yeah, True Grit. That's a good one. So stuff like this. Let's see. Yeah, a shot like this, you know, final. Has good tags here, gives you an idea, goes through it. Yep. So. Yep, there we go. Good shot there. This is what I like about a lot of. Let's actually go by the Coen brothers too. Let's go by what. There's something about the Coen brothers when it comes to character, like their environment. They're really good at environmental storytelling. Let's even look up No Country for Old Men. Yeah, YouTube's not gonna like this. you know. So this is a shot on a wide lens here. So you got this nice environment. You kind of know just right away. This is also something the Coen brothers do very well as characters. Just like the small characters here, very memorable. You kind of saw that with True Grit. Fargo is very well known for this, so yeah. Let's look up. Well, Inside Llewellyn Davis is good. Blood Simple. Burn After Reading's classic. A Serious Man is a great one. Of course, you got the Big Lebowski. So they really got these characters and what the storytelling and all that through environment and how they are. I think yeah, Raising Arizona is a really good example. That's a great movie. Let's just look at Fargo. So you have Lou, very, they do these characters, these kind of crazy little moments here. You know, the husband who's trying to get into a stamp, for this contest for a stamp with ducks and mallards. So the women that Miss, Gunderson is interviewing, the women who slept with the people, are the people who kidnapped his wife. Sorry. Fargo is probably the best example of like all these characters and everything. Gotta be careful. Don't we know what that scene is? If anyone's seen Fargo? And I probably don't want to show the wood chipper scene. Let's see. Let's have one moment here. Let's look. Yeah, that's the wood chipper scene. Yeah, let's not show that. Yeah, like one thing is I'm kind of heavily inspired by the Coen brothers. I love like how they mix genres together and use a lot of environmental storytelling and everything. Yeah, yeah, let's not do that. So that's kind of a great example to work with. Shot Deck is great. Eventually, what I could do, this would be kind of fun for anybody who wants to try it out. I don't know if I'll have time, but maybe like I'll kind of gift a subscription for like a month or something. See if it's possible. Kind of run a contest. Maybe once I get to 2,000 subscribers or something, I'll gift a membership of it. Oh, Fargo's a film that takes place in. Funny enough, it takes mostly place in Brainerd, Minnesota, and the Twin Cities. It's about a man who is trying to get ransom money from his father, so he hires a bunch of people. He hires two people to go kidnap his wife, and so they can get a ransom, but it completely falls apart because they're stopped by a state trooper. They shoot the state the two men shoot the state trooper and it just brings the whole law enforcement and gets completely derails everything, derails the plans, and it just completely falls apart at the seams. It's a great movie if you haven't seen it. I don't want to spoil. I didn't want to spoil too much of it, but yeah, the most famous part of Fargo is the wood chipper. Is where Steve Buscemi gets thrown into the wood chipper. Yeah, that's probably the most famous moment of Fargo. So they did make a TV series of it, which kind of follows in the same vein of the movie. Very similar plot ideas and everything. So it's worth a watch, especially season 2. Season 1 and 2 are great. 3 is all right. 4, it's pretty decent. But I think the first 2 seasons were great. Oh shoot! But I know one guy's been talking to me. He's trying to get me to do a heist film at one point, and I even wrote, I mentioned the idea before. It would kind of be like a Coen Brothers movie in a way. Yeah, it's well worth it. Yeah, let's get rid of Unreal Engine for a second. Like the heist film, I would, yeah, the heist film. Wrote an idea a while back. It was called Bad Kitty. Um, that's fine. So let's see. So the film's about pretty much a group of people, like 5 people, trying to rob a small bank in northern Nevada, because that's where, long ago, that's where like, it's not true, but let's say a fictional mobsters from who used to run Vegas, that's where they would send the money to, because nobody would check a bank in northern Nevada or Utah or whatever. It's out in the middle of the desert. It's a small town. So they go in and they try and they steal like millions of dollars. Apparently, that's in these deposit boxes or whatever in gold. But one of them decides to turn on everybody, and her reasoning is 5 can keep a secret if 4 are dead. So it would be like the first part would be the heist, but then the second part is where it just completely, for one character who's just trying to hack and do information and everything, they're out of it. Suddenly they're in the crosshairs because you know, eventually they could rat them out. They could do, you know, the person could be, it's just risk. And it would be an interesting idea. That was something I wrote it a while back, but I wrote the idea. It'd be kind of the classic story, like someone's rising above the ranks, kind of gets in with the group, everyone gets along. And that's the crazy thing, because the person who decides to turn on everybody was basically the nicest person at the, you know, trying to keep everyone together, trying to keep everyone, you know, very calm. And then suddenly, once they get the money, boom, they flip 180 degrees. They try to kill them. So we're looking for a moment like this. So cut through here. There. So we go through here, so that's something to look for. So right there. That's it. Maybe we should do one final shot. So one final shot, yeah. All right. Or maybe not. We'll see. It's getting pretty late, so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night. Sorry. It's getting pretty late, so I just saw the time, so maybe tomorrow we'll do. I'll continue on, maybe add a couple more shots, but not too bad. We got shotgun in, we made some adjustments, and it all worked out, so.